to say what's the most unique thing about me is I really like to cut my own hair. You know, I think a lot of people like to go to the hairdresser and get their hair all and spend all day there. For me, I'd rather just, I'm a very no-fuss kind of guy. I've been cutting my own hair for over 20, almost 25 years since I was a kid. I mean, and it was just, for me, it was just kind of fun. And if you messed up your hair, it would grow back. If I had to name a celebrity that I look up to, I used to have more celebrities I look up to. I think now I'd say, I like Chris Pratt. You know, I think he's very down to earth. And I mean, he was, since Parks and Recreation, he's become this big movie star in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's someone who's retained who he really is and hasn't really been, I think, he hasn't really compromised his integrity or who he is. He's still this, guy next door, fun, very charismatic, and loves his wife and loves his child. So he's someone that I can definitely, I think, look up to. If I had to name the toughest challenge that I've had to face in my career, it's probably just being by myself. I think being born and raised in the States, I've lived and worked in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, China, coming to all these countries, not knowing anyone in any of these places. And it's hard enough, I think, to try and make a career in this industry in your respective country, let alone going to a new place each time, networking and trying to find agents or managers or trying to have companies that believe in you to give you a chance. So for me, I think that's part of the journey is to take on these challenges. I think it's not about being, complacent. It's about going out there and, just spreading your wings, see how far you can fly and so you can go in life. If I had to say the best advice I got was probably maybe when I was at MTV in Taiwan, when I was just kind of starting out my career here. A lot of times they used to make me watch a lot of videos and try and figure out, what my personality or persona I wanted to portray to the audience. And I tried really hard to be someone that I really wasn't, and then I realized it was just best to be myself. Then when I did The Amazing Race Asia, I remember I was trying really hard to be like Phil, like the US host, and I remember the executive producer told me, Allan, just be yourself. That's why we picked you to be the host of this, huge regional show. We want you to just be yourself. And from season 1 to season 2, I just kind of listened to what he said, and pretty much everything was just, I wouldn't say it was all downhill from there, but it was a lot more smoother once I kind of listened to that advice and just said, don't try so hard to be someone else, just be yourself. Thank you for flying with me. I'm Allan Wu.